All the students and faculties are requested to sit. Shall we?
We'll start. Come here.
Assalamu alaikum, adab or good morning to all the esteemed guests, colleagues, participants and delegates. Welcome to the Department of Commerce, Management and Commerce Conference 2025. We gather under the theme Contemporary Business Practices in the context of Viksit Bharat and Sustainable Development Goals to explore groundbreaking ideas, foster collaborations, and ignite innovations. Over the next 2 days here in the IMC MANUU, we will dive into transformative discussion on sustainability, economic progress, developed India, led by visionary speakers and industry professionals. To commence the inaugural event, we begin with the recitation of Holy Quran, a tradition that reminds us of wisdom and unity. I request Mr. Shadab Alam from BCom first year for the recitation of verses from the Holy Quran.
Assalamu alaikum. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. الله الرحمن الرحيم. الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان الشمس والقمر بحسبان والنجم والشجر يسجدان. In the name of Allah, the most kind and the most merciful, the most compassionate. He taught the Quran, He created man, and He taught them speech. The sun and the moon travel with emission, and the stars and trees go down in submission. Thank you.
बहुत शुक्रिया. I now request the IMC technical team to play the university anthem Manu Tarana, written by our very own Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Syed Ainul Hasan Saab.
ये बाबे शहरे इल्म है उर्दू ज़बान का, ये बाबे शहरे इल्म है उर्दू ज़बान का। आओ सफ़र यहाँ से का। ये बाबे शहरे इल्म है उर्दू ज़बान का। ये बाबे शहरे इल्म है उर्दू ज़बान का। इल्मो कमाल फजलो शेयारो शूर तक फैली है दिल नवाज महक दूर दूर तक। मिलता यहाँ निसाब है सारे जहान का। ये बाबे शहरे इल्म है उर्दू ज़बान का। हर नक्शो रंगो बू से करो अपनी गुफ्तगू। आजाद दरसगाह की है ये भी जुस्तजू। सब फासला मिटाते चलो दरमियान का। ये बाबे शहरे इल्म है उर्दू ज़बान का। ग़र्बो जुनूब से हो के शर्क़ो वो शुमाल से आगे बढ़ो ख्याल मिला दो ख्याल से। चर्चा हो कायनात में हिंदुस्तान का। ये बाबे शहरे इल्म है उर्दू ज़बान का। फसले सदा बहार से बस्ती बसी रहे। मिलकर दुआ करो कि ये खेती हरी रहे। साया रहे सरों पे किसी साहिबान का। आओ सफर यहाँ से करें आसमान का। ये बाबे शहरे इल्म है उर्दू ज़बान का। ये बाबे शहरे इल्म है उर्दू ज़बान का।
Thank you, everyone. A great event starts with a great leader. As Simon Sinek says, leadership is not about being in charge. It is about taking care of those in your charge. To extend a heartfelt welcome to all our esteemed guests and participants, I now invite Professor M.A. Azim Head of Department of Management and Commerce, Maulana Azad National Urdu University, and Conference Director also to deliver the welcome address. Thank you.
Respected Honorable Vice Chancellor, Padma Shri, Professor Syed Ainul Hasan Sahab, Registrar Maulana Azad National Urdu University, Professor S.K. Ishtiaq Ahmed Sahab, Chief Guest of this two-day National Conference inaugural session, Dr. Muhammad Abdul Quddus, keynote speaker of this occasion, Professor S. Srinivas Murthy, Dean, School of Commerce and Business Management, Finance Officer of MANUU, heads of the department, dignitaries, esteemed guests, faculty members, scholars, students, and dear participants, good morning to one and all. Assalamu alaikum. A very warm and hearty welcome to each one of you to this two-day national seminar on contemporary business practices in the context of Viksit Bharat and SDG'S. दौरे हाजिर के कारोबारी सरगर्मियाँ विकसित भारत और पायदार तरक्की के अहदाफ के तनाजुर में which is being organized these 2 days, that is on 6th and 7th of today and tomorrow. It is indeed a great honor and pride to the Department of Management and Commerce to host this seminar. It is the occasion where we brought all the scholars, academicians, industry experts to engage in this insightful discussion on the theme of national importance and the vision of India, that is Viksit Bharat 2047 and SDGs. Further, SDGs acts as a guiding framework for business and policymakers to attain the objectives of Viksit Bharat, that is a developed India. In this contest, on behalf of staff, students of Department of Management and Commerce, in the capacity of head of the department, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Honorable Vice Chancellor, Registrar Sahab, Chief Guest, Guest of Honor, and all the dignitaries who are present here for your valuable presence on this occasion. As a mark of honor and gratitude, I would like to welcome our guests with a sapling. Now I request Honorable Vice Chancellor Sahab to Muhammad Abdul Quddus Sahab. He is a former civil servant, ex-director of MSME, Government of India. Now I request Registrar Sahab to hand over the sapling to Srinivas Murthy, Professor Srinivas Murthy Sahab. He is a director of Institute of Public Enterprise, a premier institute in South India. Now I request our Dean, School of Commerce and Business Management, Professor Badiuddin Sahab, to hand over the sapling to Honorable Vice Chancellor Sahab. Now I take this privilege to give sapling to Registrar Sahab. Yeah, please. I also take this opportunity to appreciate the relentless efforts of our convener of this seminar, Dr. Khaja Safiuddin Sahab, his organizing team, faculty members, volunteers, who worked tirelessly to make this event a reality. With these words, I once again extend my warm welcome to one and all. आप सबका दिली खैर मकदम है इस सेमिनार में, and we look forward to an engaging, a fruitful discussion in this 2-day seminar. I once again welcome you all, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Every great event begins with a clear vision. The only way to do a great work is to love what you do. It is a quote by Steve Jobs. To give us a brief insight into the vision, objectives, and significance of this conference, I would like to invite the convener of this 2 days national conference, Dr. Syed Khaja Safiuddin Saab. Please welcome the.
In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful. Most Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Syed Ainul Hasan Sahab, most respected Registrar, Professor Ishtiaq Ahmed Sahab, guest of honor of today's inaugural session, Professor Dr. Abdul Khuddus Sahab, former civil servant and former Director, State MSME, Government of India. My Guru and guide, Professor S. Srinivasa Murthy Sahab, Director, Institute of Public Enterprises, one of the topmost B schools in South India, the keynote speaker for today's inaugural session. Our beloved Dean, Professor Badiuddin Ahmed Sahab, our caring head of the department, Professor Abdul Azim Sahab, my teacher, finance officer, Professor Shahbaz Ahmed Sahab, colleagues from my department, co-conveners, my very, very good friends, Dr. Rashid Farooqi and Mr. Nisar Ahmed, deans of the schools, directors, Director MMTS, Director Center for Distance Education and Learning, heads of the departments, professors from various departments, colleagues, participants, research scholars, and students. Assalamu alaikum and very good morning to all of you. As we all know that the topic of today's national conference is contemporary business practices in the context of Viksit Bharat and Sustainable Development Goals. दौरे हाजिर की कारोबारी सरगर्मियां विकसित भारत और पायदार तरक्की अहदाफ के तनाजुर में. The basic objective behind this conference is to explore the integration of sustainable development goals in the contemporary business practices and role of business in achieving Viksit Bharat, and also to provide a platform for knowledge sharing, networking, encourage research and innovation among scholars, and to promote collaboration between industry and academia. That is why in all the sessions, we have invited dignitaries from industry to interact and discuss on various themes of the conference. We have accepted more than 65 abstracts for presentation in this national conference, which are related to the technical themes of the conference. The presentations shall be in both hybrid mode, that is online and offline mode. We are coming out with a souvenir of the conference also. Not taking much of the time of the dignitaries, I conclude with a quote of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, which is summarized in the book Ignited Minds. There are success stories among failures. There is a hope among chaos, promise among problems. At last, I thank the university authorities for their constant support, encouragement, and motivation. I also thank the Dean of the school, head of the department, for showing trust in me to convene this workshop and conference. I thank all the participants, delegates, and paper presenters for their presence and making this conference a success. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir. Education and ethics are the pillars of sustainable business. As the management author or scholar Peter Drucker once said, the best way to predict the future is to create it. To set the tone for this conference, I now invite our esteemed Dean, Professor Badiuddin Ahmad Saab, to deliver the inaugural address. Welcome.
A very good morning to all. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Honorable Vice Chancellor Sahab, Professor Syed Ainul Sahab, Professor Ishtiaq Ahmad Sahab, Registrar of the University, the Chief Guest, Dr. Quddus Sahab, Head of the Department, Professor Azim Sahab, and the convener of the conference, Syed Khaja Safiuddin, and other dignitaries of this university who are present here. Since my job is to give inaugural address, distinguished guests, esteemed speakers, and fellow participants, good morning and warm welcome to the inaugural session of our conference on contemporary business practices in the context of Viksit Bharat and SDGs. As the Dean of the School of Commerce and Business Management of this esteemed institution, it gives me immense pleasure to stand out before you today as we embark on this journey of exploration and collaboration towards a better tomorrow. Today, we gather to explore the critical role of business in achieving India's vision of Viksit Bharat 2047, aligned with the United Nations SDGs. In the context of Viksit Bharat, business have vital role to play in driving economic growth, creating employment opportunities, and promoting social and environmental sustainability. As Prime Minister Narendra Modi has emphasized that India's growth and stability is an exception to this uncertain world. This context, the conference theme, Contemporary Business Practices in the Context of Viksit Bharat and SDGs, is timely, and the focus of these contemporary business strategies shall be on actively aligning with the concept of Develop India, that is Viksit Bharat, by incorporating the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, aiming to achieve economic growth while addressing social and environmental concerns simultaneously. It's an urgent this conference is our platform to address such challenges. As educators, researchers, and practitioners, we are tasked with the showcasing business practices and inspiring the next generation by focusing on the Viksit Bharat and SDGs. This conference serves as a platform for knowledge sharing, idea exchange, and collaboration among academia, industry, and government. Together, we drive positive change for Viksit Bharat and sustainable development. I encourage you all to engage actively in the discussion, participate in all sessions, and network with few fellow participants. Let us seize this opportunity to learn from each other, to challenge conventional thinking, and to explore new frontiers of sustainable business practices in achieving Viksit Bharat. At the end, I would like to express my gratitude to the Honorable Vice Chancellor, registrars, speakers, guest speakers, and my team, which comprises of the head of the department, convener, co-conveners, coordinators, and member of organizing committees, and last but not least, the participants. Your commitment to advancing the cause of sustainable development is truly commendable. I look forward to full outcome that will emerge from our 2 days collective efforts. Thank you, and let's make this conference a resounding success. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful words and insightful knowledge. Now it's time to launch the Souvenir. A conference is incomplete without capturing its essence in words and memories. A token of our collective efforts, we now launch the conference seminar. I request all the guests and Honorable Vice Chancellor to launch the seminar of this year's seminar conference. Thank you, sir. Now it's time to invite the chief guest of today's session. Public service shapes nation. Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. Our chief guest today is a visionary leader in the field of governance and business development. It is an honor to welcome Dr. Muhammad Abdul Quddus, a distinguished medical professional, visionary policymaker, former civil servant, and ex-state director of MSME Government of India. With over 4 decades of transformative contribution to healthcare administration and scientific research. His contribution to scientific research extends beyond conventional medicine with groundbreaking work in nanotechnology, phytotechnology, and artificial intelligence application in healthcare. Beyond medicine, Dr. Quddus has shaped national policies in the MSME sector, empowering marginalized communities through sustainable self-employment initiatives. His strategic efforts have revitalized rural industry, curbed rural-urban migration, and fostered economic resilience for the BPL population by harnessing India's natural resource. A recipient of prestigious honors such as Bharat Gaurav Award and Bharat Ratna Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Excellence Award, Dr. Quddus continues to pioneer in the interdisciplinary solution that merge medical expertise with socio-economic progress. Through his work, he not only heals individual but only strengthens the social economic fabric of nations, leaving an indelible mark on India's healthcare and policy landscape. Let us welcome him with a round of applause.
The dignitaries on the dais, the faculty of the university, professors, students, and scholars. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Very, very good morning to you all. So, when I received the invitation from your university, I felt myself very lucky to at least have an interaction with you all, where we are missing a little stretch. In fact, after completion of 42 years of my professional career and 30 years of bureaucracy, I have seen enough organizations, international organizations, national organizations, government organizations, semi-government organizations, educational institutions, and management institutes, so on. But a unique type of agenda, that is contemporary business opportunities. See, business knows only one language. At the outset, I am telling you, business knows only one language, that is money language. If we compromise with the basic principles, better you sit at home and have a colorful dreams, live in a fool's paradise. Once it gets any kind of small win, it will fall like a house of cards. So, my dear young youth generation, I don't know, उर्दू में बोलना ज़्यादा अच्छा रहेगा या अंग्रेजी में, because I know more than 10 languages. Let me clear, the reason of getting languages, knowledge in languages is only way of communication. If I could able to communicate in English, it's well and good. वैसे उर्दू यूनिवर्सिटी में अंग्रेजी बोला जा रहा है उर्दू के बगैर, खैर ये तो इसको हम बाजू रखेंगे. Apart from that, what I mean to say, I want to say so many things, share so many things with you, but I am told that only 10 to 15 minutes to tell you, to interact with you. It is, I think it is a great injustice to me, particularly. However, due to paucity of time and other 2 days seminar is there, so many scholars are going to have program today and tomorrow. Therefore, I don't want to eat away your valuable time. Tell me one small question, all of you there. You might have read in so many places, health is wealth, right? How many of you seen health is wealth? Please raise your hands. Health is wealth. Good. And have you seen time is wealth anywhere? Time is wealth? Very few. What happened? It is written on firefighters' vehicles. If firefighting vehicles will not reach in time, entire wealth will go off. So why I'm citing this health, time is wealth? Please wake up. We are in supination position now. We have to wake up. We are not standing in group. We are standing alone, where you will not be chosen. So, as our Prime Minister visionary, Viksit Bharat by 2047, that means 100 years of Independence Day. All visionaries are there. I can also vision, you can also vision, everyone can also vision. But we have to put it in practice. That's what I am saying. Contemporary business practices. Without practice, you cannot become a master. So, my dear friends, what I would suggest you, try to maintain one small diary with you. Go on writing what is today I want to do. In the night, you just give today I met this fellow XYZ, I had visited so and so office, so and so thing is pending. You have to write down in the night. Keep the diary below your pillow. When you get up in next morning, after dua, you can take out the diary. Again, you go on writing what is the pending, what is to be done today. These kind of practice, you just initiate from tomorrow itself, after going back from the seminar. With this, what will happen? Usually we use only right side brain, that is software. We don't use left side brain ever because it is a hardware. So I wanted you to give the program in the hardware so that your software can work pretty well, which will give maximum fruitful results, not results, fruitful results. Therefore, my dear younger brothers and sisters, with this opportunity, I can explore the possibilities. But however, I think this is not right platform to envisage or share my experiences. However, inshallah, in future, my your Vice Chancellor Saab, Dean Saab, they were very keen to call me frequently to have an interaction with you. Inshallah, after Ramzan, we will meet again where I can share you more and more and I can learn from you also at the same time. See, it's a learning process. Even at this age of 67, I am pursuing clinical oncology. So what I mean to say, knowledge is divine. अगर किसी के पास अच्छा नॉलेज है तो उसको कोई भी बकरा नहीं बना सकता, कोई भी उसको मुर्गा नहीं बना सकता. आजकल मुर्गे भी खाना ठीक नहीं है, बर्ड फ्लू है, मुर्गे का कोटेशन बाजू रखेंगे. व्हाट आई मीन टू से, बी अलर्ट, सब मिलके रहिए, साथ में मुट्ठी बन के रहिए और एक रास्ते पर चलिए. वो मंजिल दूर नहीं. हमारे भारत के लिए आप जैसे नौजवानों को एंटरप्रेन्योर बनने के लिए कोई भी नहीं रोक सकता. फॉर गिविंग मी दिस अपॉर्चुनिटी, आई थैंक द वाइस चांसलर Padma Shri Aidullah Sahab, and likewise our Registrar Sahab and our convener mostly, because he was chasing me for the past few days. I said he is very, very, very keen person to bring you all in one dais, one platform where you can share your business this thing. So one thing you remember, business knows only money language. वहां पर जाके मेरा घर में ये नहीं है लेके जाओ, वो नहीं है लेके जाओ. नो, पे दैट पार्ट. लेके जाना है, जो लेके गया उसका पैसा गले में डालो. Likewise, I wish you all the best. आप लोगों से मुस्तकबिल बनाना है, बनना है. अल्लाह से दुआ करता हूँ, आप लोगों से उम्मीद करता हूँ कि आपका मुस्तकबिल और हमारे देश को, हमारे नेशन को आप जैसे लोगों की ज़रूरत है. और कहते हुए मुझे थोड़ी सी हिचकिचाहट होती है. बांग्लादेश के बराबर हमारा इकोनॉमी हो गया है. इंशाअल्लाह ताला अगर अल्लाह चाहे आपके मारिफत ये इकोनॉमी को और भी ऊपर लाएंगे. अल्लाह हाफिज, शब खैर.
थैंक यू सर, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. Thank you for wonderful words and insightful knowledge. I hope that all of us here will benefit from sir's word and knowledge. Sustainable development requires systematic change. The Nobel laureate Muhammad Yunus said, "Poor people do not create poverty; it is created by the system." It is an honor to introduce Professor S. Srinivas Murthy, an esteemed scholar and director of Institute of Public Enterprise, Hyderabad. With nearly 3 decades of experience in teaching, research, training, and consultancy, he has contributed immensely to academia and industry. A distinguished finance expert, he has served as a visiting faculty at IIMs and NITs, conducted 100+ executive training programs, and undertaken consultancy for World Bank, ADB, and government organizations. An award-winning academic, he has authored 15 books, published extensively, and guided several PhD scholars. His expertise spans corporate finance, project appraisal, and financial service. It is a privilege to have him as our keynote speaker today. I now invite our esteemed keynote speaker, Professor Srinivas Murthy, Director of Institute of Public Enterprise, to inspire us with his knowledge and wisdom. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. My pranams to all gurus present on the dais, off the dais, and also not here. Wherever they are, my pranams to them. At the outset, I would like to compliment the University, MANUU, and the Department of Commerce and Business Management for organizing excellent workshop, that too in the auspicious month of Ramjan. So, my regards to all of you as part of this Ramjan month and festival, and we are having very important program like this, very important for the country and very important for not only the current generation as well as the future generations. Respected and Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Padma Shri Professor Syed Al Hussain Hassan, and Registrar Professor Sheikh Ishtiaq Ahmad, Registrar MANUU, and Chief Guest for this function, Dr. Muhammad Abdul Qudus, and we have Dean Professor Bajuddin Ahmad, and also Professor Ajim Head, and also my student Professor Safiuddin, who is also the coordinator of this workshop, and also Dr. Rashid Faruqi, conference convener, and faculty of this department, students and faculty from different B schools. This particular conference has three important components, as you have seen: contemporary business practices in the context of Viksit Bharat and SDGs. I would like to spend some time in each three of these things. First, I will start with the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals. The United Nations has envisaged, and every country has to work towards that. Let me read out what are these SDGs so that the students who are here, it is our collective responsibility to work towards these SDGs. It is not the government alone. It is the responsibility of each and every individual, each and every organization, each and every institution to work towards that, because you are working for the globe as a whole. The first SDG is no poverty. So when you think about SDG, you also visualize the goal, how important it is for a country like India. Second SDG, zero hunger. Third SDG, good health and well-being. Dr. Sab was telling how important is the health. These are not just words. These are all very important goals for the country like India. Fourth important SDG, quality education. Fifth SDG, gender equality. Sixth SDG, clean water and sanitation. Seventh SDG, affordable and clean energy. And eighth SDG, decent work and economic growth. Ninth SDG, industry, innovation and infrastructure. SDG 10, reduce inequalities. 11, sustainable cities and communities. 12th SDG, responsible consumption and production. 13th SDG, climate action. 14th one, life below water. 15th one, life on land. 16th one, peace, justice, and strong institutions. 17th, partnerships for the goals. Why I read out is because mere having goals is not sufficient. Each and every person has to work towards that. And I come to the second aspect of that, the Viksit Bharat. Viksit Bharat, India will complete 100 years by 2047. India was a great country. Unfortunate that they were taken over by Britishers. Then it took a lot of time. We have to struggle hard to get the independence. We have completed 75 years. Azadi Ki Amrit Mahotsav we have celebrated. And the remaining period up to 2047, we call it as Amrit Kal. During this Amrit Kal, we have to work towards these SDGs. We have to work towards Viksit Bharat. No more India is a developing country. Should be a developed country. Already India is emerging as the third largest economy in the world. So how we can make this dream a reality? Viksit Bharat 2047. Now, NEP 2020 talks about bringing out the skilled graduates from the universities, B schools, academic institutions. Skill-based education, value-based education, multidisciplinary education. So every institution, university, B school has a role to play to realize this Viksit Bharat. Viksit Bharat, as you have seen the goals, many goals are there. First and foremost thing, India, it is the largest populated country in the world. Highly respected democracy in the world. This is the country where there are so many religions, caste, communities, languages, but unity in diversity. It is a great country, which is the role model for the entire globe. Nowhere in the globe there is a country like India. We are fortunate to be Indians. So it is our duty to make this vision a reality, Viksit Bharat 2047. So what is that we can do? Every institution has to work towards that. Then I will come to the first component, contemporary business practices. While I said that every individual, every institution is responsible for that, as you have seen, government alone cannot do many things. No doubt government has so many central government schemes available, state government funding is there, so many things are happening, but it is not just sufficient. It is the corporate sector which has to play a major role in this attainment of these SDGs. As you have seen, some of the areas, as I've read out these SDGs, one of the important developments you find that here is corporate social responsibility. If you see the country, the role played by the public sector enterprises and private sector enterprises through CSR is phenomenal. We have undergone very tough time during COVID. Many people died. We were not having hospitals. We were not having oxygen cylinders. Very bad period. Then we realized that yes, there is a need for a country like India. Social infrastructure is very essential. Hospitals, oxygen, primary health centers. Now a lot of investment is made. That's where the public sector enterprise came handy. They provided a lot of facilities to the hospitals. Now every hospital has oxygen cylinders. Of course, they are not utilized. There is no. Right now it is not utilized. But in the case of any eventuality, we are ready. Recently, there was a rumor that again we'll get another disease like that, but nobody was disturbed because we are prepared. So that is possible because the corporate sector has come in a big way by funding CSR. Same is the case with Swachh Bharat. There are many schools where there are no toilets, no school rooms, buildings. This is where corporate sector has come out and constructed schools, hospitals, and toilets across the country. Imagine, such a huge country like India, we don't have basic amenities. Who is responsible? It is not the government alone. Government through private sector. That's the reason it is an era of public-private partnerships. Through that only India can continue as the third largest economy. India will be called as Viksit Bharat. Second important thing is the corporate governance aspect. So how our corporations are run, how accountable are the corporations. So that has a role to play in making the goals of this public enterprise are met in a proper way. Third important thing is the reporting system as such. Now we call ESG, environmental, social, and governance. Reporting system has undergone a sea change. Corporations have to do this ESG reporting now. Earlier, corporation would think about only profit as the bottom line. Now we have 3 P's. First P is profit, of course, for which they have been started. Second P is the people. And third P is the planet. Now, how accountable is the organization for that? Profit anyhow is taken care through the corporate governance, various mechanism, management, rules, regulations, proper structure, hierarchy. So they are able to achieve the goals in a competitive environment. Again, we are in a globalized economy. They have to survive the global competition. They are able to achieve the profit. But what is that you're doing to the people? Are you taking care of the people in the organization and people in other places? People has become an important thing. Third P is the planet. Planet is very important. It is our responsibility to take care of the planet because our next generation should not curse us. Our greediness should not deplete the resources. We should take care of the next generations. That's where SDG goals come into picture. How responsible we are in doing our work. That's the reason I started my lecture that each and every individual, each and every corporation, each and every institution is responsible. Then only it is possible for us to have our generation have a happy life. Otherwise, you have seen in Kerala, why not, what happened? Loss of life, calamities. It is a man who is responsible for the natural calamities. Nature is always kind, beautiful. But if you neglect the nature, you have to face the consequences. So how can we protect the mother planet is always a great concern for all of us. That is possible, as I told, through public-private partnerships. We can provide better infrastructure in the educational institutions, better infrastructure in the hospitals, villages, and connect the villages to the urban areas. Many villages are not having road facilities. Create roads, lay roads, create storage facilities. Farmers are producing, but they are not able to market. Create market for the agricultural produce. Mahatma Gandhi said, India lives in villages. But many people, they are moving to semi-urban, urban localities because they are not able to get the appropriate compensation for the work they are doing. How can we see that farmers are happy, they are supported, they continue to be there? Otherwise, imagine a country like largest populated country like India, more than 145 crores. Imagine if you are not able to produce rice, paddy and wheat, etc. Imagine importing everything, our life becomes miserable. So we have to support agriculture in a big way. More and more people should go from semi-urban, urban to villages, have a high quality life and have self-sustenance for the country as a whole in terms of all our food and other things. Provide cold storage facilities, processing, do exports that bring revenue for the country. You have to link up. There should not be urban-rural divide. We have to connect rural India with urban India. That is the biggest challenge for us. Lastly, we are in AI-led economy, artificial intelligence-led economy. How can we connect all the sectors, agriculture, industry, services? Artificial intelligence is playing a major role here. Using this, how can we actually improve the contribution of agriculture, industry, and services to the economy as a whole? For a country like India, always as first, second goals, to repeat it, always no poverty, zero hunger, quality education, industry, innovation, infrastructure, decent work and economic growth. These are the challenges. So our role, academic institutions, is to churn out graduates who are skilled, not only knowledgeable, skilled and good attitude. India is such a great country. All religions tell the same thing, same value system. Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, Atithi Devo Bhava. All religions say that's the reason India is great. Mother is God, father is God, teacher is God, guest is God. That's how India is respected everywhere. Our Indians are doing excellent because the foundations are very strong. Our parents have taught us values, which will be there till we leave this world. That value should drive you. Younger generation, remember, your values should drive you, your responsibility whatever you take up, professor or join industry, our values are important. So with these few words, I thank the university for giving me the opportunity. Thank you. All the best.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable comments on SDGs and Viksit Bharat goals and how these can be attained only through collective and shared responsibility of people, corporate, and government. Effective administration drives institutional growth. Today, we are lucky to have our registrar as guest of honor for this conference. Now, I would like to invite Professor Sheikh Ishtiaq Ahmad sir, Registrar MANUU, to address the gathering. Welcome by a round of applause.
Thank you very much. Good morning to all of you. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Syed Ainul Hasan Sahab, our respected Chief Guest, Dr. Muhammad Abdul Quddus Sahab, our keynote speaker, Professor Srinivas Murthy Sahab, Dean of the School, Professor Badiuddin Sahab, Professor M.A. Azim Sahab, Professor Saneem Fatma, Professor Azullah Sahab, and other colleagues and dignitaries, dear students. It's indeed a great opportunity that the Department of Commerce and Management is organizing today national seminar on a very relevant topic, and that is very much linked to the contemporary requirement, contemporary need, and that itself is contemporary business practices in the context of Viksit Bharat as well as sustainable development goals. I recall yesterday's event. Yesterday we had a major discussion, major program was there, and Honorable Prime Minister shared his view on the post-budget sessions, post-budget discussions took place. It was in the form of a whole day seminar, one can say, where all major industries, representatives from international organizations, representatives from IMI, various business groups, as well as universities, as well as the policy makers, all ministries, all ministers, all secretaries, the University Grant Commission took a lead. Our chairman UGC initiated the discussion. So the entire day discussion took place, and at the end, the Honorable Prime Minister shared his vision and commitment for India's growth. And the most important aspect was that a good number of faculty members and students from all over the country participated into the program. And we are still following up. It is very much available on the YouTube also. Anybody can view. We also participated. We lodged our participation as far as that program was concerned. I do understand that the sustainable development goals, especially with focus on infrastructure growth, education, health, role of a small business group, enterprises, individuals, institutions in achieving the real sustainable goals is only possible through our inner commitment, through each and every individual's commitment. As Professor Srinivas Murthy Sahib pointed out, that the role of corporate sectors, the role of individuals, role of small groups are very important. Otherwise, we only simply with the support of the government, we cannot achieve much. He truly pointed out how during pandemic days, the corporate houses or major groups, they extended their helping hands and really helped the people in coming out of the very, very serious situations. Of course, this is only possible when we have a feeling for the true development, we have failing to help others, and fill the gap that we have in our society. His remarks were very important, and this important is that in this seminar, the good number of the participants have been invited from the industries. Those who are really working day and night, they are well aware with the program, and as well as the problems, as well as the targets. What Professor Murthy pointed out, all those important areas, I do understand that will be discussed in the extended 5 technical sessions for which this seminar has been organized. All the best to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful words and insightful knowledge. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. It is my privilege to call upon Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Syed Ainul Hassan for the presidential address with a शेर, उर्दू शेर, नहीं तेरा नशीमन कसर सुल्तानी की गुंबद पर, तू शाही है बसेरा कर पहाड़ों के चट्टानों पर. Welcome.
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम व बिही नस्तईन. सलामुन अलैकुम. Professor Murthy, Professor Quddus, Professor Ishtiaq Ahmed, Professor Badiuddin, Professor Azim, Dr. Farooqi, host of colleagues, girls and boys. I don't belong to this discipline at all. But yes, I'm one of these stakeholders. Contemporary business practices, दौरे हाजिर की कारोबारी सरगर्मियां, today conference. Recently I attended one visitors conference. It was organized by the President House, President of India, in President House. There were around 150 odd vice chancellors, IITs directors, IIM directors, and now we were asked to deliberate upon many issues, including management. Of course, trade and commerce can't be separated from management. Now, what I found there, I was asked to speak on flexibility in academic courses, credit sharing, and credit transfer with multiple entry and exit options. Now, this was my talk. And I spoke for about 20 minutes. I was introduced as Vice Chancellor Maulana Azad National Urdu University with one specific remark by IIM professor that, MANUU is doing well. And we must take note of various schools, particularly School of Commerce and Management. This compliment comes from above. Keep it alive. Don't waste it. People looking at you. How do you move? Why this praise comes? because you belong to a vernacular language. That's how there is a discussion that how to disseminate knowledge in vernacular languages. So, National Education Policy 2020, but you were born before 2020. Remember, आपकी पैदाइश रिकमेंडेशन से पहले की है, and that's how you can cope up with all recommendations. Now, I suggested few things. Let me share with you also. What are most essential things out of National Education Policy 2020? I'm not talking about, other recommendations, but yes, very conducive for our academic health. One is, this is part of recommendation, inclusive education. Do you realize how important this institution is? Inclusive education. We have been trying to accommodate our girls and boys both. We don't discriminate against. We are, in the real sense, doing the real job. You go and see other campuses. And one more remark comes when JNU VC Professor Pandit says that how I wish to see your campus. I said, I invited you, but you refused to come. No, now you invite me, I'll come. Now people are willing to come to your campus to see our students, girls and boys, our faculty members. अपने को कभी भी कमजोर मत समझिएगा. बाहर जाके देखिएगा तो आपकी क्या मिजोरम यूनिवर्सिटी का वाइस चांसलर, मणिपुर के वाइस चांसलर, नालंदा यूनिवर्सिटी के वाइस चांसलर, नालंदा यूनिवर्सिटी के वाइस चांसलर यहाँ पर आर्कियोलॉजी से टाई अप करना चाहते हैं, विच इज एचके शेरवानी सेंटर भी है. देन मिजोरम और मणिपुर के लोग यहाँ से टाई अप करना चाहते हैं, कहते हैं फर्स्ट वी विल इनवाइट यू एंड दे लेट अस हैव a kind of exchange. Look at Northeast. You are there. Your voices are there. People recognize you. लेकिन सिर्फ ख्वाब मत देखना. सिर्फ ख्वाब देखने के लिए कि हम बड़े हैं और हम आगे बढ़, कोई एंड ऑफ द रोड नहीं है. रास्ता कहीं भी बंद नहीं है, आगे खुलता जा रहा है. So I talked about inclusive education and better use of, second was better use of technology. Technology is everywhere, No, you can't escape. You have to make use of it. We should create more and more facilities for our incubation centers. Students should go there. This is, now age of information is over. This is the age of analysis. You do the analysis. What information you are collecting and which information you are making use of. This is important. So, better use of technology is another thing. Now, just now, Professor Murthy was saying that sharing knowledge, what kind of knowledge we are here to share? This is also a very important question. Can we give up our Indianness? No, we cannot. We can't behave like others. We have a vast culture behind it, behind our knowledge system. The vast culture. We cannot behave like others. See, अब उसको क्या करेंगे कि लोग मैच हारने के बाद कंप्यूटर को ही पटा के तोड़ रहे हैं, तो वो हमने थोड़ी कहा था कि आप अपने पूरे सेंटीमेंट ले जाके मशीन पे डाल दीजिए. You see, knowledge is but you share your knowledge. When you gain knowledge, you share knowledge. It's not that you keep it in your perfume box and say, okay, no, I will not. So this is what then I say, under these headings, there are subheadings. One is outreach program. Please don't forget that, you have to, some way or other, you have to go for outreach program. अभी तो लग्जरी बस आपका इंतजार कर रही है. Please initiate कोई सूरत. And then now you can do. It's a very, very, essential combination of academia and industry. You have to involve. A neurologist sitting here working for industry. आप इनको जानते हैं कि नहीं? हमारे कुद्दूस साहब को. ये एकेडमिक के आदमी थे. अब इनको पता नहीं क्यों ले गए, बहरहाल इनका अपना वो है, लेकिन हम चाहेंगे कि हमारे यहाँ, देखिए मजाक में कभी कभी बातें की जाती हैं. न्यूरोलॉजिस्ट जरूरत तो हमें है यहाँ. मैं भी बहुत कुछ भूल रहा हूं, आप मुझे एक दफा टेस्ट कीजिए. Anyway, these are, essentials. And health and well-being he talked about. This is also important. Then health management. मुझे कुछ पेपर्स दिखाई दिए इसमें, मैं उनका नाम नहीं लूंगा, मगर कुछ पेपर्स ऐसे मुझे इसमें मैं नाम लेना चाहता हूं. हेजिटेशन मत रखिए. अगर आप अंग्रेजी बहुत अच्छी नहीं लिख सकते हैं, उर्दू में लिखिए. कौन है ये समीरा कौसर? यहां है? नहीं है. रेहाना बेगम है? वो भी बाहर से आने. आमीना बेगम है? नहीं है. सादत शरीफ हैं? ठीक है. आप देखिए, हिम्मत कीजिए. आप अपनी जबान में लिखिए. बैठिए. ये आपको एप्रिसिएशन सिर्फ जबान का नहीं है, एप्रिसिएशन आपके काम का है. आप जो काम कर रहे हैं दूसरों तक पहुंचाइए. अगर आप उर्दू में पहुंचा सकते हैं तो क्यों नहीं. जरूर मैं तो कहूंगा अजीम साहब, इसको आप जब आप प्रोसीडिंग्स छापिए तो उर्दू में भी छापिए, इंग्लिश में भी छापिए. आप हाइब्रिड मोड में जाइए. अगर कोई हिंदी में लिख रहा है तो हिंदी की भी. And I must appreciate, and you will have very good session after session. My job is over to have a word with you, with August gathering, people, scholars. But जानते हैं अब मैं पोएट्री के बगैर जाता नहीं, इसलिए मैं आपको सुनाऊंगा जरूर. कि कहां पे किसको मिली है रंजिश, कहां पे किसको खुशी मिली है. कहां पे किसको मिली है रंजिश, कहां पे किसको खुशी मिली है, उसी में सब कुछ लिखा हुआ है, मुझे जो एक डायरी मिली है. Now you will, Professor Murthy and Professor Quddus, आप appreciate करेंगे कि we have a real combination, good combination, girls and boys, and in faculty also, administration also, in students, number of students also, a very, very good combination. मगर हम जो बाहर देखते हैं वो कि किसी ने अपने चमन की नाजुक कली के चेहरे पे मौत देखी, किसी ने अपने, मैं सिंबॉलिकली कह रहा हूं, ऐसे भी शायरी ऐसे खुल के नहीं होती है, लेकिन समझ लीजिए, किसी ने अपने चमन की नाजुक कली के चेहरे पे मौत देखी, किसी ने बोसे लिए ये कहकर मुझे मेरी जिंदगी मिली है। किसी ने अपने कबीले वालों की बदजबानी को तकवीयत दी। देखिए, हमारा वो कल्चर नहीं है। किसी ने अपने कबीले वालों की बदजबानी को तकवीयत दी। किसी के अंदाजे गुफ्तगू में कमाल की चाशनी मिली है। और आखिरी शेर ये मैं बता रहा हूं, होशियार रहने की जरूरत है इस दुनिया में। खुली आंखों से देखना इस दुनिया को। ये मत समझना कि हंस रहा है यहां पे हर एक हंसने वाला। ये मत समझना कि हंस रहा है यहां पे हर एक हंसने वाला। बड़ी खतरनाक वो हंसी है कि जिसमें बदनीयती मिली है। I need smile faces. This campus, I hope, definitely will smile, will continue smiling. But yes, keeping duties intact. You must perform. If you don't perform, you will not earn respect. And I'm sure that 2-day deliberation, brainstorming sessions will bring something to limelight, will bring some more knowledge, some more issues to be resolved and to be placed before a larger audience. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words and insightful knowledge. Sir is always an epitome of hard work and commitment. Now it's time to appreciate our guest with the presentation of mementos. A token of gratitude symbolizes lasting votes. Now I would like to request Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Syed Ainul Hasan Saab to present a memento to our chief guest Dr. Muhammad Abdul Quddus, former Central Civil Servant and ex-State Director MSME. I would like to request Professor Saneem Fatima ma'am to present a memento to chief guest Dr. Muhammad Abdul Quddus. Sir. Next, I would like to request Professor Razaullah Khan sir to present a memento to our guest and keynote speaker of the session, Professor Srinivas Murthy, Director, Institute of Public Enterprise, Hyderabad. Next, I would like to request Professor Reshma Nikhad Madam to present a memento to Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Syed Ainul Hasan Saab. Now I request Dr. Sheikh Kamruddin to present a memento to our guest of honor and registrar Professor Sheikh Ishtiaq Ahmad Saab. Thank you, sir. Thank you all. Now it's time to end the session with the votes of thanks. I invite I request Vice Chancellor Saab to present a memento to our Dean School, Professor Badiuddin Ahmad sir. Professor Sheikh Ishtiaq Ahmad Sir, Registrar, will present the memento to our Head of the Department, Professor Muhammad Abdul Azim Sir. Thank you all. Thank you, sir. Feeling gratitude and not expressing it is like wrapping a present and not giving it. To express our sincere gratitude, now I would like to invite Dr. Rashid Farooqi, conference co-convener, for the vote of thanks.
I, Mohammad Rashid Farooqi, co-convener of the conference, feel to be honored and privileged to propose vote of thanks on behalf of organizing committee. Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon to everyone, and a warm welcome to our esteemed guests, speakers and participants. First of all, I would like to thank Allah Rabbul Izzat that we could gather under one roof in this holy month of Ramadan for this 2 days conference. Then I would like to express my sincere thanks to Honorable Vice Chancellor MANUU Padma Shri Professor Anul Hasan Saab, a man with great vision, for his valuable presence in the conference. Despite his busy schedule, he manages time for us to grace the occasion. Thank you very much, sir, for your kind words and motivating words. Sir is always a constant pillar of support and a source of inspiration for us. I would like to also thank our guest of honor, Professor Sheikh Ishtiaq Ahmad, Registrar MANUU, for his valuable presence and support. Sir, your encouragement and motivation means a lot to us. Thank you very much, sir, for your kind words. Thereafter, I would like to express my heartiest gratitude to our honorable chief guest, Dr. Muhammad Abdul Quddus, former civil servant and ex-State Director MSc, Government of India, for gracing this occasion with his valuable presence. Your words of wisdom and guidance truly inspired us, and we are thankful to you, sir, for your valuable time you have taken out from your busy schedule. Sincere thanks to the speaker, Professor S. Srinivas Murthy, sir, Director, Institute of Public Enterprises, Hyderabad. I extend my gratitude for sharing views, expertise, and insight with us, especially on SDG, CSR, and Viksit Bharat, sir. Your contribution have made this conference a truly enriching experience. Thank you very much, sir. I would like to thank our organizers, volunteers, research scholars, students, teaching and non-teaching staff for this effort and generous support in making this conference a success. Finally, I would like to thank all the participants for their active participation and engagement. Thank you all once again, and I wish you a successful and productive conference ahead. Sir, एक शेर, किस रुख से चला हूं ये तो वक्त ही बताएगा, आप जिसके मुंतजिर हैं हम वो इनकलाब हैं.
Thank you, Dr. Rashid Farooqi, sir. Let's conclude this session with our national anthem, reaffirming our commitment to Viksit Bharat and SDGs. I request all of you to stand up for the national anthem and request the IT team to play the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
Thank you all.